In this study, we investigate if where a child lives affects their surgical outcomes. Here, we study this using tonsillectomy, a common ambulatory surgery in children. Children may be offered tonsillectomy for chronic infection or sleep apnea, and complications include dehydration and post-tonsillectomy hemorrhage. It is thought that complications can be reduced by parental factors, specifically scheduled analgesic administration and encouragement for hydration. Post-tonsillectomy hemorrhage may be managed operatively or conservatively depending on services available. We used the IBM MarketScan database and identified 480,000 children with possible indications for tonsillectomy and 240,000, or around 50%, who went on to receive tonsillectomy. 3.7% of these children experienced a post-tonsillectomy hemorrhage, half of which were taken back to the OR while the other half were observed. We then assigned each child on 3 sociogeographic variables based on their county of residence. The first was rural-urban continuum, a measure of how metropolitan a county is. The second was unemployment rate, and the third was the Simpson's Diversity Index, calculated based on race data from the U.S. Census Bureau. We then created statistical models to predict access to tonsillectomy and odds of experiencing a complication based on patient and county-level variables, taking into account the 3-way interactions between RUC, employment, and racial diversity. In terms of access to tonsillectomy, we found that children from counties with higher employment had higher odds of receiving a tonsillectomy. In terms of outcomes, children from urban counties were more likely to be evaluated in person for post-tonsillectomy hemorrhage. And in terms of complication management, children who lived in higher employment or more urban counties were more likely to receive operative management, while children from lower employment and more rural counties were more likely to receive observation. This work describes sociogeographic disparities in terms of access to a common elective procedure in children and differences in surgical outcomes and management of complication. Future work may evaluate how outcomes are modulated by parental factors and access to emergency surgical services. Thank you for checking out our poster for more details.